The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here I am. Welcome to the show. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. We're in Los Angeles, California with Brian Frangie and
Hello.
Andrew Collin. We started the show before, but then we had to redo it. So we're just going to catch you up to what we were just talking about. And we didn't get that far in, but we're talking
So
about how,
we got up to the 1989 when the wall fell in Berlin.
Yeah. And by the way, it wouldn't take me long to get up to there because I don't know a lot of what happened before then. I'm really bad on history. Please don't even bring up the history things.
Okay.
I just I really want to.
Well, you were talking so smartly about it
traffic
earlier.
In German.
When we forgot to record, you were speaking in German. You told us all about the Prussian Empire.
I'm sick of you.
I'm
sick of you hiding this.
I'm under pressure when you bring that pressure up.
Under
I don't
pressure.
know what it is. Din, 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 din.
And then mine goes din 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 din.
It's
And then
different.
mine goes.
We were talking about, so we're recording really early because I had a flight out today to go home. So we're doubling. We're
So
doing
early.
2 episodes back to back. It's way too early. Brian, to catch you up, he was walking his dog at 7:10 a.m. and no one's out.
Jack.
And then he runs into another comedian walking his dog.
Ahmed.
He's like, what are you doing up?
Yeah, and he's like, I'm always up. And I was like, what?
It was wild.
Then he turned into a vampire and he flew away.
And then, and then we got into the Franco-Prussian War.
Yeah.
then-
That really
Franco.
realigned the nations in Europe.
And then we were talking about, so we don't even need to record early anymore because I'm not going home to LA
Yeah.
because Chris is sick. And then we were talking about how I just assumed I would still go home when Chris got sick last night. And I was just talking like, oh, it sucks. Like, you can't go. And he's like, but you're not going. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, I forgot that in a partnership, you have to be one unit. Like, that's what,
Yeah.
we're not married, but
support.
essentially we are. Like, it's just, that's the deal.
That's why when you have your vows, you say in sickness and in health.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta-
we haven't done those yet, though.
Yeah,
so I felt
you're
like
not,
I could still.
You have no vows. So
Yeah.
Also, I think it depends on the sickness. I mean, if
Yeah.
it's
He's
cancer,
really
you
sick.
got to stick. Okay.
But
All
he
right.
usually, like I was saying, he usually just wants to isolate. And when he's sick, I literally, he'll go to his apartment because he still has his place in St. Louis. He'll leave
Oh, he
and go to
does?
his house and be away from me because he's really worried about getting me sick. That's
Yeah.
why he doesn't want to go home for Christmas. He doesn't want to get his family sick. He knows he'll have to be they'll still want him around. So he's just making the decision. No, you can't have access to me. But then. So I was figuring, he wants to just be alone. Like he's like Luigi. When Luigi got sick once, dogs just go under a deck to die. Like they just want to be alone to go die. And that's always what he has done. But this time he's just like, well, we can just stay here. And I was like, well, I got that show at the Funny Bone. Like I'm just trying to get ways to go back and see my dog. Like I want to go hang out with Goldie. The nieces and nephews, I guess.
yeah.
But he's like, well, you could just cancel that show. And he's never, he's always one to, you got to stick to your commitments. So, it's really sweet that he wants me there. And I felt like, oh my God, this is what, marriage feels like, where you're just like, this is my family now. Like, I'm not going to see, he comes before my family. And that's really nice.
That's right.
I love it.
It's new.
You changing it from a club gig to an arena just so you can go
I'm
home.
like, is there any way we can move?
Yeah, it's not a
people
big enough
around?
show.
It isn't. Yeah, so
That's the
we're
problem.
able to. So sorry to everyone at the Funny Bone who had tickets to come see me on Christmas night, but
It's Chris's fault.
Good news to everyone in LA because I've already. It's 7 a.m. and I've already booked sets for tonight and tomorrow, and
Whoa.
hopefully Christmas will come through.
Wait,
Hopefully
there's
Santa will come
sets tomorrow?
Yeah.
Christmas Eve sets?
Oh yeah,
I guess they're Jews.
yeah, and they're Jews.
Yeah, they're Jews.
I'll find
in-
one.
They're Jews in LA. You find a Jew. What are you
Maybe
gonna
there
do
aren't
with
ones tomorrow.
There's
Maybe
two
it's
right
just
here.
on tonight that I have a couple, 2 or 3. But yeah, I'll find some. I'll find some way to perform. But then I also have tons of shows to watch for the Golden Globes and movies and stuff to catch up on. So
Yeah.
that'll be good.
This will be a memorable Christmas.
But you were saying that you were on the way over here and you had the same thought about partnership and how you have to remind yourself to be there for someone. What was it?
So I'm not good at it. I'm not good at thinking about other people.
Me neither.
I'm so I don't think I'm selfish. I think I was just raised to be selfish.
Yeah, I mean that you get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my
parents
dad
didn't care
was a
about your
workaholic.
feelings. Yeah.
But it didn't transfer to showing other working in other ways. It was one
Yeah.
thing, being
Yeah.
a doctor, helping cancer patients. What a selfish prick.
Yeah, but it's
no,
like
there is.
doctors are detached in a way
Oh.
that
Yeah.
doesn't really
The
read
patient
as
is just a product.
selfless.
Dude, yes.
Unless you're
And
a
you could
doc,
hide
then-
behind hide behind it by being like, "Oh, I'm saving cancer patients." It's
Yeah,
not
and your kids can always have you always do that with your dad. You're like, well, he wasn't always there for us, but he was saving people with cancer. It's just like even you are like having an excuse for the abandonment.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, it can't.
But your dad's an amazing guy.
He
Love him
is.
to death. Softened with age. Much more
Yes.
caring.
Oh,
much
yeah.
more sentimental.
Classic dad.
It
Yeah.
really does. It's unbelievable when he got cancer himself, and I think that
Oh, now
Yeah.
he's like, oh wait, that's what my patients were going through, and then you realize,
maybe.
What did you
shouldn't have
do
been-
with Brenna that made you feel like?
Oh,
selfish
well, yesterday,
lately?
literally yesterday, I'm just like, I also have ADHD. So it's a combination of
We'll say it right.
ADHD.
ADHD.
Luigi, not guilty.
Luigi. ADHD.
ADHD, PTSD.
Yeah.
Manicotti. So yesterday, for instance, I ordered Domino's for us. And,
Okay.
and she wanted pepperoni and
Oh,
onions.
no.
And I did
Oh,
pepperoni,
no.
banana pepper, just because I don't listen.
Okay.
Like, well, hold on. Walk me through that. Like, you literally did it. You just did what you wanted.
No, I don't.
Or did you
I ordered
misconstrue
two.
peppers and onions?
No, yeah, you know me.
Because they can be, I could see how, like, you're just in your brain, like, hearing it while you're pulling up the app. You're just like, onion, pepper, like, oh, that thing.
yeah,
that
they
we
sound
sometimes-
similar. They look similar when they're cut up.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you.
both have, like, a
Yeah.
spiciness
Where were you guys
to them.
yesterday?
Yeah.
This is what I need. I need a team, like
But
a
I'm just
fucking
trying to figure
defense
out
team.
why you didn't
need to know
get
your
the
intention.
onions.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
kind
law.
of, now I'm on
Okay.
her side.
So sorry, I've been sick too, but I'm good now. I'm just
Well,
coughing.
yeah,
yeah, and you already had it.
I already had it. I'm good.
So there was onions. I
Okay.
I got two pizzas. One I got
You
onions.
sound like you're on the stand right now, and you're
Yeah.
sweating.
Yeah,
Like, I got
I know.
So
onions.
there were two pizzas.
there were two pizzas.
What the fuck?
Okay, why not one for yourself?
Come
and why
on,
not one
come
for
on.
I did.
Brenna?
Why
I
Why
not?
did.
your
One
side
was
here.
for me.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
How? That's
Okay.
a few good men. But anyway, so I was gonna get one onion and pepperoni, one pepperoni and peppers, but I got two pepperoni and peppers,
Oh,
and I don't know how I did that.
two? That's
Does she hate peppers?
She doesn't hate pepper. She doesn't love pepper.
peppers
I
on
mean,
a
Right.
pizza is a specific thing.
And it really will compromise the flavor.
Yeah, it's
so
overwhelming
will onions.
flavor.
I put pretty much anything.
banana
kind of
pepper is a
soaks
strong.
in.
Yeah.
Olives.
oh yeah, these are all very strong
No,
flavors.
what's the best topping that you could remove without ruining the integrity? I would say mushrooms. I think, but I know some people
Mushrooms.
hate mushrooms so much, but they don't like They don't have a pungent, lingering flavor.
No, tomato slices,
But yes, that's perfect. That's the best one.
Yeah.
Spinach.
spinach. Yeah, you could pull. It's hard to get the spinach off. You'll always have remnants.
Oh, I love. Why would you
No,
ever
you know what?
not have spinach on a pizza? Like
Yeah.
it's tasteless.
Spinach does though. If you have spinach, the juices of the spinach, because if you cook
Oh,
it at
yeah,
home, it
juices.
seeps in,
Yeah.
and then it does wind up tasting
Yeah.
weird.
Oh, this weekend I ordered a pizza and I said I want extra spinach, like a lot, like 3 times the amount you put on. And then Chris chimed in and said, like, try to get weird with spinach. Like, try to make her like hate spinach. And they never do that, but this place actually did.
Too much spinach.
Like it looked like turf, like AstroTurf on my pizza because I get vegan and it was so good. I know they didn't ruin it for me, but like it must have been a field full of spinach to get it that
Yeah.
much because we all know it gets whittled
Spinach
down.
is one of those things that like you get a big bag and you're like, oh my god, this is so much
And it's
spinach, and then you put it in a
size of a
pan,
dime.
and
Wild.
it turns into a little.
It's the opposite of those little pills that you put in water and then they turn into like a
and then
dinosaur.
grow
Yeah,
really-
it's
yeah.
the opposite. Okay, so the pizzas arrive. Brenna is just pissed.
So Brenna went to work and she
Oh.
came
'Cause
back, and I
also-
was
This is
trying
her
to
post-work
surprise
pizza?
her.
Sorry, when you're like getting
Yeah.
pizza and you're like, you are already in your mind like, I'm gonna let myself have fucking pizza. Like I'm going on vacation,
Yes.
diet vacation.
Yes, it's a little
And
cruise.
then your flight's canceled, or it's like you were gonna fly first class and the canceled flight and you have to fly Spirit with a bunch
Oh.
of fucking peppers.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking
That's
banana
like
peppers.
that's what she did because she still got to go on the vacation of the pizza, but it's shittier.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm just trying. My problem is I really do try to be a good person,
I witness it all the time.
and I constantly fail.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I try though. In my brain, I'm going. I'm
Yeah.
getting these pizzas. I'm getting ranch with it too. She loves that. She's gonna come home. It's gonna be sitting there. Everything's
God.
perfect. And next thing I know, the guy shows up And I open up the pizza. I go, these are both peppers. He goes, that's what you got. And I was like, no, I didn't. I got onion.
Oh no! And then
And-
now you have an attitude with him, and you look at the order, and then he's right. Oh,
And I go,
boy.
I got a ranch too. And he goes, no, you didn't. And then I didn't get the
hell,
ranch
Andrew?
either. I don't know what I'm doing on this Domino
What
app.
happened?
Because I'm fucking going back and forth. There's too many apps.
Yeah, there's
on
some
my
weird-
thing.
It's
Yeah,
okay. It's
yeah.
okay. Wait, so how did Brenna respond to the peppers?
She fucking was. She's like, you don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe you need some
Oh
medicine.
no!
Maybe you need to get on Vyvanse. Well, she didn't know the name. That'd be weird if she knew.
Yeah, like 30
Maybe
milligrams.
you need 30 milligrams. yeah,
All of a sudden, she has wire rim glasses.
She knows like the generic.
She's
long
like, here's
name.
Dr. Rubenstein.
Yeah.
He's on Melrose.
So what happened when you were flipping through the apps? Like, why couldn't you just do it right?
I don't know.
I think I know. Like, okay, because sometimes I do it. Like, it's happened to me twice this week that I've ordered like an Uber Eats order, and albeit like I was in the middle of something else, and I'm trying to put this order in so that all the salads get there on time for the writers' meeting, and like I was like at the time having injections put into my face, and I'm trying to like talk to the
Yeah.
doctor, but also press the app and not be rude to him, who he's trying to analyze my face to like put
Yes.
filler in.
Trying to put peppers in there.
And yeah, trying to put some peppers, and he put onion. And and I go, I ordered ranch. So I was pressing it, and then Chris, you even witnessed, I think you were there the other day when Chris, like, we were getting an order. We've done so many of these writers' meetings where the food shows up, and he's like, Nikki, I love you so much. You're so good at so many things in your life, but you are so bad at clicking the add utensils button. I just can
sure.
never remember to do it, even
Yeah.
though every single time it is a fucking hassle because we don't have enough silverware in our apartment. It always comes to like me having to beg someone to use chopsticks, and also yeah, I
Well, how
ordered
about
it to the
this?
wrong address, but I know every time
That's
I go,
tough.
Nikki, next time you open this app, check the address, and then I don't, and so
Mhm.
it's just like. It's just too much. You just like in your
You know what
head.
it's like when I poop before I shower, and then I don't flush the toilet, and then I go, I'm gonna flush the toilet when I get out of the shower.
Oh, and then you forget to flush
and
the
then I
toilet.
always forget
Oh,
to
man.
flush.
It's
the
like
toilet.
uncap things not being capped, toilets not being flushed. I constantly am not flushing toilets, literally constantly.
The worst is when your partner goes in there and it's just like,
Oh,
fucking
Chris
really?
would never say anything ever. That's even sadder. You just hear like a
Oh.
sad, quiet flush, and you go, "Oh no, that was too quick for him to do. He couldn't have peed in that
Oh.
time. There must have been what was in there. What did he see?
Onions,
what
ranch,
part of
peppers?
me did
Oh
he
God,
see?
that's
Ugh.
a nightmare.
I'd rather, yeah. It's like it's.
Ugh.
But I always forget to. I think that's an ADD thing too. Like I forget to flush toilet all the time.
So it's
Oh.
really just about distractions and not being and having too many things you're focusing on at once, which I can relate to.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
must be it. But I can't stand it when you're like, I know what I meant to do, and then I did the opposite thing.
Yeah.
and that's when I get very defensive because then it's
'Cause
like,
you
how
can't
could you
help.
do this? It's like, but I was trying so hard to be positive.
Oh,
like,
that's
do a
always what I tell
positive
my
thing.
dad when he gets mad at my mom for not remembering something. I'm like,
Yeah.
she can't help that. It's not like she's choosing not to remember.
yeah.
She's not. No one would choose to like set their life up so that they have two peppered pizzas.
Yes.
and not
Yes,
like
that's
why
so
would
many
I choose
pepper
that?
pizzas.
But it's also the person has an argument to be like, you need to be more thoughtful. Like,
Yeah.
or it's like everyone has like a point. in
Also,
that
my
situation.
reaction to it doesn't mean that other person should have the same reaction. Like, so if you ordered 2 banana pepper and pepperoni, I'd be like, oh, sweet pizza.
Right.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
be like, how could you not think about this? It'd be,
Well, yeah,
I'd be
'cause she's
so
a different
chill. about-
person
yeah, I
with
know.
different
So was she
feelings
like that
about the
before you
pizza.
got married, or does this change now?
The day I got fucking
Yeah,
no, it's the same.
Yeah,
It's a-
it's-
Well, now
It-
she's locked in. So now she's like, am I married to a man who gets 2 pepper pizzas? Now she's got really stakes.
Yeah,
To
that
try to
is
get you to
true.
be more
Then I'm
thoughtful.
gonna teach my kid to be a pepper pizza.
Yeah,
person.
exactly.
Oh my God. It's just
It just never stops. and
Well,
that's
everyone
why.
just talks about how great marriage and partnership is, but you forget that like if you're a person that's pretty on their own, like doing things like that's a nice being single might be horrible in some ways because you're lonely and you just feel like you're always lacking and you're always trying to find someone, but like enjoy the fact that you don't have to like care about anyone else.
Oh, it's the best. I didn't have cups, you know that.
Yeah.
I didn't have really sheets.
Mm-mm.
One towel,
You
maybe.
gave a girl after she spent the night
Oh yeah, well, after we
romantically-
spent the night, she asked for a glass of water, and I brought her
he
back
brought her
a bowl.
a bowl
Oh my
because that's all he
God.
had.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Yeah, it is a red flag that she didn't enjoy
The fact that you brought her something is funny though and nice. I think. Like,
yeah, I was just trying to
she
be.
Oh
had to
my
have known what she was
God.
getting into with you. She couldn't have been shocked by the poll.
But at that moment, I didn't have anyone to answer to, and so
No.
but I
Like,
was
what are you-
falling apart.
You've come
Like,
a
what are you-
long way.
What are you in the CIA? Like, why are you?
Yeah,
You have
I
no
was
cups
trying
in your
to,
house?
Yeah, I'm trying to look like a poor loser, so people didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
Dude, this happened the other day. I fucking my washer dryer. I live in a very small apartment. We have a washer dryer, but it's like a 2-for-1.
Yeah. Oh, we have that
Like
too
an
right
Old
now. It
Spice.
sucks so much. You
It's
have to
the
empty the dryer water,
Yes, and it's only
Oh.
one. You can only put a wash rag in there.
and it doesn't get hot. It just dries it cold.
Oh man, I thought that invention was good. It's not
No.
good.
No,
It's
it's kind of fun to see the water though that comes out. It's kind of
it's
satisfying.
like
'cause
where
you,
does it go?
It's so
Yeah.
much water in your clothes, and you
Yeah.
you have to drain it in the sink. And I told Chris I kind of like that. Like I see the process, but it's such shit, and the clothes don't get dry.
Yeah.
They're constantly
You have
damp,
to drain
even when
it
you
and
wear
then-
them for hours.
So the other day, I was 2 days ago, I was having the same thing where I was very distracted. I was thinking about a million different things, and I had to bring Jack to the vet for his monthly thing. And I walked into the car. I put Jack in the car.
Yeah.
I sat, and I had to get his bed out of the trunk, and I put it in the back seat. I put Jack in the back seat. I get in the car, and I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like ready to go, and I'm like, man, it's like this weird noise. It's a weird noise happening. What is this? And I'm like about to go, and then I turn around, and I realize I just left the trunk open.
Yep.
Like the
Been
whole
there.
thing that I was about to drive around with like the trunk just
That's
open.
so normal.
But it
Like, I thought Jack was gonna be like outside the car scratching
Yeah,
on it,
I
being
did
like,
too. I
"Let
thought
me
you-
in," or like his leash would be caught in the door, something like way more horrific.
guys, I looked down and I forgot to tie my shoe.
No.
Yeah.
That's how.
That is tough.
No,
Both of them.
I don't think I've ever put I have the electric car. Whenever I take the thing out, I don't think I've ever put the flap back on. Every single time I get in my car and it goes, the flap is out, and then I have
my
to get out of the
God.
car. Literally,
I drove
every
away
time.
twice with the gas tank in the car. I literally
No,
looked
you
in the
didn't.
Yeah,
Did it
twice.
break off? It's supposed to
yes,
snap
it's the
off.
loudest thing. It's so
Oh,
embarrassing.
And then what do they
Oh,
do? They
God.
come out screaming like, "What are you doing?"
Actually, one time the guy was pretty cool about it. He even charged me. But then the other time my
Oh.
brother was driving and he didn't love it.
How much does that cost?
I think only like $80.
Oh, that's not
Oh,
bad.
really? Oh,
Probably
wait,
happens
so
all
it-
the time.
Wait, there is a set charge for if you.
I
do this?
guess.
And what happens? The
Dude,
nozzle
it was
rips
insane.
out of the device, or it rips out of your car.
The
Ripped out of
pumps are
the device.
designed to rip off because it happens so often.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But we were
that's-
down the road and my brother looks in his side mirror and the fucking
Just dangling
it's
out.
Just dangling.
Because if your music's loud enough, anything can be happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sister Hazel
Honestly,
was bumping.
this is why I don't want kids, because I would leave them in the back seat. Like,
oh, that's
that's like the
Oh.
big fear, because I
On
have
purpose.
read so many articles about people forgetting their kids in their back seat, and it happens. There was this article that was like, it happens to everyone. Don't think you're a type of person it doesn't happen to. It's happened to every kind of person. This responsible CEO, this mother of 3 who had everything going for her, this person who has never touched a drug in their life, this person who gets good sleep and does ice baths, this person who's a piece of shit. Like, it's you can't avoid it. So unless you get a car that's like beep 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 beep, like has.
Yeah,
I
the
would
child
only have a
sensing.
kid after that, because I can't trust myself.
And they
Because
die.
you just think, yeah, because it's hot outside.
Even the CEO.
Yeah, it happens to everyone, and it's like, and it's there's nothing you'll ever recover. It's like the worst thing that will ever happen
You
to your
kill
life.
your
but
kid in your own car. That's pretty bad.
yeah,
It's probably worse than like the banana peppers.
I don't know.
it's
It's
but
close.
but you every parent, because that is a fear, they must convince themselves that could never happen to me. But
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it could, and so that is why I do not want a kid, because it could.
It's the same reason I never want to hold a baby, because they say you won't drop the baby, you won't drop the
Yeah.
baby, and it's like
Everyone thinks they're better than accidents.
right. It's like I'm not. The risk is so high to
Oh
hold
my
someone
God.
else's baby for what? So that
I think that's crazy, but yeah.
I'll-
What, to
I've
not
never
hold someone
touched a
else's
baby.
I feel like if you hold someone
You've
else's
never touched a baby?
I'm not even my own little sister,
No
who's
way.
13 years younger
no
than me.
way.
I've never touched a baby.
Are you, but you're being silly.
I've never held a baby.
Stop it.
I've never held
Brian,
a baby.
they are
up right now.
literally-
Do you want to hold me?
Literally, you could drop a baby and they'll be fine. I'm not kidding you. They're very durable. You can't leave them in a car for hours.
But if you
in
drop,
a
they hit their
sweltering
head,
heat.
they're and they have a brain injury
No,
for the
they're
rest of their
actually
lives.
they're not gonna hit their head. You're not gonna drop. You've never dropped something that you're paying attention
I just
to
left
holding
my trunk
delicately.
open.
Yeah, but like if you're, it's not like you're like we're asking you to hold that and throw bowling pins at you to juggle. Like you would be concentrated on it. There would be no worry. You'd be sitting on a couch and someone could set it in your lap. This
I'm
is
never
What if
ridiculous.
you're
touching a
laying
baby.
down, hold the baby, start laying down and work your way up to your feet. Start with a laying down
No,
baby.
just not
Yeah.
gonna do it. Why?
Well,
What's
that's
the
why I don't
point?
want to hold a gun.
Why?
I'm the same way with
Because
guns.
babies smell nice.
I don't want to hold a baby and a gun at the same time.
No,
That's
no.
a recipe for disaster. But yeah,
I'll
I don't
give a
trust
gun to a
myself.
baby, but I'm not gonna hold either.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
you
could
baby,
shoot
you
itself.
hold this gun.
You
I'm
hold
not
this
holding
gun.
either of you. Yeah. All right, we got to go to break. We'll do it after this.
So we were all at Thursday Night Football for
Oh,
the last
yeah.
one, and so we were in the bowels of the stadium, and Andrew was there in a box.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was just a lower seat.
Oh,
The
just
guy
lower
that's
seat.
actually in charge of all the boxes. It's
Oh.
his seats.
Oh, whoa.
Somehow I work.
How does the box guy only have seats?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
Cruel.
The guy that's in charge of who's in the
What a-
boxes.
What a
He can't
cruel
get in the
irony.
box.
That's an Alanis Morissette lyric.
Yeah.
When you run all the boxes, but all they give you is seats. Yeah, that's it. That's a good one.
It's like radio.
Did you have access to like the food though and stuff like that
No,
spread?
no, actually, but it was cool. No,
Yeah.
it was definitely like 10th row
So you were
behind
at
it.
the
Oh,
Chargers. Who was playing? I forget now.
yeah, me too. The Broncos.
Chargers and
Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah, Chargers
Yeah.
and Broncos.
Well, we're in the bowels. We're all writing, and you're on Zoom, so you can put jokes in. And every once in a while, through the Zoom, we just hear like, "There isn't enough onions on my hot dog" or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. We'd hear you like bartering
Yeah.
with the
It's like,
snack
nah,
bar
I'm just
staff.
on mute. Nah, they don't even know. I can do whatever I want. They'll pay me for anything. Did you hear that? Did you hear me? Yeah. I was like, yeah, no, they're fucking working like a bunch of losers while I own those
You
stadiums.
were asking the cotton candy man for a joke about the last play.
He's actually pretty good. He came up with that yard one.
Did you write the yard one?
Yeah.
I like
That
that
was
one.
great.
What was
That
the yard
actually
one? What
hit
was
really-
the yard one?
Well,
The
she
one that was
changed
like,
it to
he
lawn.
looked like
I'm
someone
always so
says,
close.
no, that doesn't
know.
mean you're not. You probably had it. I just changed it. Here's a peering a little insight into joke
Ooh,
writing.
Here we go.
It was like that Harbaugh. What's his name?
Yeah.
Stalwart. What's the other
Jim
coach's name?
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
It is hard to say.
Harbaugh. I don't like
Harbaugh.
his name. I don't like
No.
him and his brother's names.
It
Okay.
sounds like yard.
Okay,
Yard.
you said that he
Yardbird.
looked. I take him seriously. He looks like someone who yells "Get off my yard" to his own yard.
Yeah, and you changed it.
I said because it's usually "Get off my lawn."
I know.
Yeah.
So I changed it to lawn to, and then we said, oh, maybe it'd be better to say he yells "Get off his lawn" to his own yard, and we all agreed that worked. And then I said it out loud, and I was like, no, it needs to be the same word, and so then we changed it to lawn,
Yeah.
lawn, and it did work.
Yeah, it hit
Yeah, it
hard.
That was
good, it was
good.
good.
Yeah, that
It
was
was a
a
good
good
one.
one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's fun.
yard and lawn, it's the difference between peppers and onions.
Well, Nikki does this thing where she bolds or you bold.
Nikki Bolds.
Oh, you
I
bold.
bold.
So we submit a bunch of jokes, and then you see the bolds, and you get it's like a little heroin hit.
No,
Oh,
that's just,
yeah,
yeah.
that
No,
must
But
that
then
is
those
fun.
fun.
bolds don't make it to the final
Oh.
because then you get really good ones in the room of like what that person specifically looks like.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get a bold to another bold.
No, are you aware of this side of things where when you bold something, the writers get
Well,
like,
sometimes I'm in the document where all the jokes are, and I will see other little like anonymous kangaroo in the Google Doc. You know what I mean? Like
Uh-huh.
I'll see someone
yeah,
watching.
which is one of our writers from Australia.
He's
Weird
good.
their name
He's
that,
really
but-
good.
Yeah.
And he'll say no. No,
Nar.
I am aware of that because I obviously like if I could never be on the not never, but it would be hard for me to be on the other side of it and submit jokes, and actually it'd be kind of fun because I like the competition. I would like the reward. It would make joke writing. It's almost like the same as stand up. Like when you write a joke and it works in front of a crowd, you get this like dopamine hit of like, I'm good. I figured out
Yes,
something. So like
yes.
it would be that equivalent of being in a writer's room as having the person that you're writing for pick yours and go, you're good.
Exactly.
Gold star. So it would be like,
So in this instance, you're the crowd.
yes,
And
I'm
so
the crowd.
so you should know
Yes.
that when you are bolding something, you are making someone happy.
Now I do know that and I understand that, and I will heavy is the hand that bolds.
Well, don't do that.
No, I
Now everything's gonna be bolded.
Oh no, heavy
No.
is the hand that bolds, as is a big
it's like
responsibility.
it's weighing on me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
But don't extra
flippantly-
bold, because that's
No,
makes
I
it
would
worse.
never extra bold, but I would never, because I don't want to give positive reinforcement to something that isn't like people only grow if they're like, and also I would also say, if any of the writers are listening, anything if you put in something that's great, it could be great. It's just my taste. It's not a crowd. It's one person.
Yeah.
One person who has proven to
You're
have
like the
really
king,
good
we're
taste,
the
but like
gestures, and you're gonna cut off our head if we don't.
Yeah,
make it
it's
laugh.
like
just give me one of these.
I would
No.
just, if I were you guys, I would convince myself that she's just like, ugh, Nikki just has bad taste today, or like she doesn't get it, like she doesn't see the potential of this, and so yeah, I would do that if I were you. But no, it's it's so fun, and it's like you know. But I still feel it too when I'm able to write a joke and it like gets in. And obviously, I kind of know that
Oh my
everyone's going to be
God.
nicer about my jokes than I am. Like I can easily be like, no, you know. And I'm not rude about it, but like I don't convince myself that like, wow, everything I say is so funny because you know, like of course, no one's gonna be like. But yeah, I know when something bombs and then when something's
Sure.
good, and it feels so good when you're able to write a joke. We have a space right now in the script for the Golden Globes that is just like, it is just, we're holding space.
Yes. For
For
huge gap.
huge gap.
We need this. We need
need
this
a joke.
trophy awarded.
Like, there's
for
no
the-
way we can step on stage without
Saying a
having a
joke.
big joke about this
Yeah.
movie, and we just haven't nailed it yet. There's
Yeah.
literally nothing that could even come close to filling that space.
Yeah, we need to write a joke about the confines of a fig, or whatever the movie's called. I
Yeah,
can't think of it.
yeah.
That's definitely the one that's the least. That would have been the proper thing to say for the joke if I could remember. The Sacred of the Fig.
Yeah, the
something.
sacred. Yeah, there's some movie that has the fig
That's
in
the
it.
correct movie to say for that
Yes,
joke to
for
work.
that joke to
because
work.
it's so unimportant. Anyway,
Yes, but
last night we're at this restaurant.
oh yeah, that was fun.
Golden. We're prepping for the Golden
yeah.
Globes, and we had this other thing we wanted to fill, like a kind of another gap we wanted to fill, and we've been
Yeah.
trying to like crack it for a long time. And then we're just going through all the names of all the nominees, and then I mean, it just came out of Nikki's head, just like sometimes a joke comes out like fully formed.
Yeah, that's
just
so
came out,
good.
and you said it like you said it because it made you laugh, and then we were all like, yes, that's correct. That's the
It
joke.
feels so good when that happens, when you're
Yeah.
just kind of like saying something and people go, wait, that.
Yeah.
You know, but that joke only came out of because we were trying to crack this joke that like we kept pitching things that were like sexual in nature, because that was kind of like seemed to be where we were going with
Yeah.
it, and it seemed like the easiest way to crack that nut. And then the only way I thought of that was to be like, okay, if I can't be sexual, what is this?
Right.
Like, what is something
Yes.
else? And then that's, I think, what helped. It's like sometimes you just have to come up with barriers make things work.
Yeah.
Even though you think that having no barriers is like anything could happen. Like
Right.
sometimes it's too much room.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or you start, I'm all of a sudden thinking about something sexual. It's like, it doesn't have to be that. Like
Right.
I was thinking I was making the job easier, but I was making it a lot harder.
Yeah. Well, then we tried it at the Comedy Store.
Oh, and when it worked, we were,
Oh my
it was like
God.
such a good feeling.
like Bob said, me and Bob shook hands like we just did the moon landing. It was just like, because I said to him before, I was like, if this joke doesn't work, I lose all faith in my ability to judge comedy.
Oh wait, there's been some moments though of running this set where like the other night there was a joke that like the whole premise of the joke is that there's this movie, and within this movie there's this one performance that is just kind of weird and like and that's the whole premise of the joke is like this part of this movie is weird and doesn't line up with the rest, and it's solid. Like this is a solid observation that every single person that has weighed in on this script has noted as well.
Yeah.
So I'm on stage and it doesn't do well. Like it doesn't resonate.
It's not even that it doesn't do well.
It gets literally nothing. It's not even
It
a
was
titter.
Not even a titter. It wasn't even a groan. It was as if they didn't recognize that a joke had just been
So
told.
I stopped and I go, did you all see this? Who's seen this movie? The whole room clap, 80% of the room, whatever, 70% of the room claps. I go, did you think this thing was weird in it? This thing that I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Do you agree that it was not good? This part. They all agree. And I go, well, then why didn't you laugh?
Yeah. And what did
What's-
they? What was
And
the
We
it
still
was
don't know.
just dead silence. They're
Yeah.
just like, we don't know. Like, it's just not. And I got backstage and we're like, we still just can't
We
figure
can't figure it out.
why I'm making an observation about something that we all
Yeah.
agree is the thing, and it's actually saying something bold too. Like it's kind of it's not mean. It's just like it's pointing out something that no one's really said, but it's like it's there. That's inherently funny.
Yeah.
Why is this not
This
working?
one's a mystery.
So it's a mystery.
I want to see it one more time. I think just to.
No.
I mean,
I-
it's a scientific anomaly. It needs to be studied.
Oh, there's been so many funny moments. There was one last night. I wish we could get it. I'm like nervous to even get into it.
Which one? Oh God, no, we can't. That's, we'll
You-
talk to Andrew
No,
about it.
you didn't even want. So something happened at the show last night, and I'm sorry to besties who are like, don't talk cryptically, but there was a moment during our running of the sets last night that do you ever in a group of people, you're all friends, and then something weird happens, and you all are like, this is so weird. But you can't say it out loud because the weird thing that is happening is like, it would be rude to call it out because that weird thing is not part of the group, right? So you all look to each other like, are you okay with this? And you go, I guess they are, so I'm not going to say anything. Or I guess they know what's going on here, so I shouldn't say anything. Each one of us, we collectively found, it was a group of 6 of us. After this happened, we all got together and then we all go, so you guys all knew about this, right? And no one knew what was no one was okay with what was happening, but we all had gaslit ourselves into thinking that everyone
Yeah.
else was okay with it, but none of us were.
This is like
and
the-
it was so
This is how
bonding.
the Holocaust
Yeah, this is like the
happened.
Nazis.
yeah.
This is exactly like the Nazis. Like, wait,
I
are you okay with them
loved it.
taking away?
Chris was like walking around being like, I should have done something. I can't believe I did. I was seconds away from saying something, but I thought that you were okay with it. And I was like, no, this was the greatest thing that could ever happen. This is so funny. It's making
Yeah.
us laugh. It's team building to have a common like
Sure.
thing that like it wouldn't have been as funny
You
if
gotta
we
have a
confronted
scapegoat, just like the Nazis.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
Okay,
we-
it all comes.
We've
yeah, it comes back
experienced.
to the Nazis.
I had a much more positive take on it,
Now we understand how it could get that far.
but I loved that moment so much. Yeah, it's the monologue's coming along. We're less than 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Every time I go to the Golden Globes nominees page to like, because it's a beautiful site that has it all lined up for us. And
Wonderful
we're very
site.
grateful for that.
Yes.
Because whenever you want to check a reference, it's like right there.
Yep.
They have a countdown clock
Oh
on the top.
God.
Oh,
So
wow.
today, like it always says like today will be like 13 hours.
Wow, so you know
14,
exactly how much time
13
you have
days,
left.
14 hours. Yeah, which feels like a lot, but it's like whenever you have something looming, I'm sure you felt this way about your wedding or something. You're like, oh my God, it's a week away. It used to be months away. How did we get here? But time's fucking happens, man.
Also, I hate when the clock starts so far from the thing.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
I
God.
want a clock. Give me a
700
yeah,
years.
yeah. It's like rent or whatever. But I don't know.
No,
You know,
time
that's
is
just
weird.
the year in minutes.
Hours.
It's 575,600
I remember-
minutes.
Is that how long someone lives? Is
That's
that
a
what
year.
it
It's a
is?
time-
Oh,
525,000.
It's in the song.
I thought that's how long you have AIDS. I really
That's
did.
well, that's what they mean. That's
Huh?
what they mean. That's what they're saying.
Oh, that's what
we have so little time to live. We need to recognize that a year is just this many
Man,
minutes.
this is what Chris
Yeah.
said to me like about Christmas because we were talking about going back, and he's like, "It's a bummer. I really wanted to go back with my family." He's like, "You only get so many." He's like, "You get what 50 Christmases with family in your life, and then
yeah.
87 Christmases, total."
Oh,
And he's
I
like,
hate when people do that.
and I'm like, that is like 1/50th is a lot.
Yeah.
That's 2% of the Christmases with my family is squandered this week because of flu.
Yeah, but it's not good to think of things like that. If we constantly, I mean, yeah, I don't like that either. Where it's
I don't like that
reminding you. Remember, you
whatsoever.
used to like that chart with the dots on it.
I don't like that chart. I just think it's fascinating.
It's fascinating.
And
Yeah.
terrifying.
It
I don't want to
doesn't
talk
help
about
me
that
to look
chart,
at-
actually.
yeah, it
I don't
doesn't
even
help
know
me
what
to
this
look at
chart
that.
is.
The
I don't
chart
think I
that has
wanna-
one dot for each week of your life, and then you look and it's way
Oh.
less dots than you would think.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
You would think it would
You
be
know
a
what I
wall of
hate?
dots, but it is like a fucking postcard of dots.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I
It's
hate?
so small.
The
Of
1995 is closer to 1940 than it is to 2020 or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
I hate those.
I just hate when
Ugh.
people are accomplishing things in their 20s and you're
Ugh.
like, oh my, like you just think about what you were doing at that time. And I know that I'm an accomplished person, and you could say, oh, but it just there are still times when it's like someone hosts SNL when they're 23 and they have like a body of work.
Yeah.
And Sabrina Carpenter is like 27 and has like 6 albums and has like I'm just like and you're not even in your 30s yet. You haven't even been like, I am old and I'm 30 yet. And it's like, God, fuck you. Why? It makes me so upset.
I also hate when people are like, he finished med school at 58. It's like, quit already, you fucking dick.
And I don't really appreciate those things that are like, listen, so and so didn't get started on their dissertation till they were 38. I'm like, well, I'm 40. I missed the boat.
Yeah.
That doesn't help me.
Someone said the other day, like, I'm not gonna get a facelift until I'm like 45, and I was like, yeah, and I was like, I'm 44.
Fuck, that's next year.
Holy shit! Like,
No, I know.
I'm due. Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm due as I can't. I'm sorry to people who get. I think I've said it on here before. If you're getting facial surgery in this business, you're lazy because you don't work hard enough. If you have time to get a surgery and recover from it, you're not working. I do not have time for it. I work hard enough that I have things to do where I have to be on camera. I have to work. I have to show up. I don't get to take off a week or two to have drains in my face and sleep,
What
on my
surgery
back.
are you talking about?
A facelift,
What does that do?
BBL.
a facelift.
BBL.
Are you
Oh.
kidding me? A facelift?
This
It
makes
pulls everything back.
Oh, but
and then you get the scars right here.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I don't
Does
have
that
time
look
to do
good?
this shit.
My
yeah,
mom got
they
one.
look amazing.
My mom got one. It was crazy.
What do you
No,
mean
but
crazy?
your mom got one like in 25 years ago, probably 30 years ago, when it was like a different deal. We'll talk about when we get back. We have to go to break. Yeah, your mom got a facelift back when they were still kind of experimental, almost. But she
my
looked better,
grandma
right?
even got her mom got a face. Like, I come from a long line of facelift
Oh,
women.
I'm doing it for sure.
But it's crazy when they like get the surgery. They
Deep
really
plane.
look like monsters.
Oh yeah, you
And
look
they'd be
insane.
in the room. I'd go into her room and she'd just be like, ugh.
Yeah, I
I'd
think
be like, "Is
I'm
it
getting my
worth it?"
mom a facelift.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's letting me because she was, there's just some things that I'm like, Mom, like, there's fixes for this.
But
like,
when people get facelifts, I always see them.
it's
like,
good
It's
now.
gotten better
It's
now.
good,
I mean,
Brian.
now-
I'm not kidding
Can
you.
I see a
You've-
picture of someone who got a
Face-
facelift that
Yeah.
actually looks good?
Yeah.
And while you're looking that up, I'll say there was this influencer on Instagram who I don't follow anymore because they were making me so mad because of how much success they were having.
Mm-hmm.
Just a random influencer, and they were like, "Me and my husband just bought our cabin upstate, and she's 24. She has she has an apartment in New York, and then she got a cabin upstate." And I'm like, "You're 24," and it just made me so mad.
Yeah, that's upsetting.
Well, social media has expedited everything.
Yeah.
With that kind of stuff.
Especially if you're in your 20s.
I mean, back in the day, it was like literally there was like 5 23-year-olds that could do that.
Oh yeah, there was like
That
Jonathan
was-
Taylor Thomas. And...
yeah, and his older brother. Yeah, no, it's
I really do think that Silicon Valley and social media and disruptors have done more damage to society than like the oil industry.
Oh,
Damn.
whoa.
Yeah, they've destroyed our society.
what do you think about TikTok being removed on the 19th?
Wait, what? Really?
Well,
Oh, you haven't heard about
Trump
this?
has
On the
been
19th?
Yeah, that's the last
Of
day.
January?
Yeah.
Is it really?
It's really
able to
rolling
get a
towards
facelift
that
after.
conclusion. But even though Trump said he's going to intervene because he likes that TikTok, but I don't think he's going to do anything. I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off. I don't think he's going to put together the correct people to
Yeah.
actually stop this from
I
happening.
can't find the facelift thing, but I'll show you an example.
I love when
another time.
Trump talks about it because he goes, his whole reason for TikTok staying is because he did good numbers. It has nothing to do
Yeah.
with like
Who's
the small
surprised by that?
businesses. Oh, I'm not. I mean,
Everything he does
yeah.
is from a place of
Yeah.
does it benefit him, and it will never not be that way. Anyone who is surprised by that, you're a moron.
Yes.
It's the way he is. Accept it. I have accepted it. He only operates from a place of me, and that's why if I ever come into contact with him, I'll just tell him he's really hot and I love him.
yeah, of course.
And everything will be okay for me.
yes.
And
you'll
everyone will be
completely
okay
fine.
if you just it's really a good thing that someone
Sure.
is so
susceptible
yeah,
to
susceptible
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
just flattery. And
Yeah.
it's like it's a good thing for
Good and
for
bad.
no, it's obviously horrible, but I'm trying to see the benefits of it. But anyone who is under the, I don't even think he would want you to be under the illusion that he cares about you
Right.
anymore.
No, it's all about
I think
transaction.
I think I'm not saying anything crazy here to say that he doesn't care about literally anyone but himself. There's just no
and he
way.
expects he
There's no
probably
proof
thinks
of
that
it.
everyone's the same way. Everyone else is just thinking about themselves too. So why would he think about others?
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trump, so you were in
I'm not even mad about it.
you were in New York doing like a million press thing. I don't think we talked about that yet.
Yeah.
You
It
went
was,
to the top of the Empire State Building, and then you did a video, lip syncing video,
yes.
and it was shared. It was a joint post with the Empire State
The
Building.
Empire State Building is a press tour stop now for like
What?
And we're on the way there. No offense, Empire State and the social media team, but I was like, it was a really long day. I had just gotten done doing literally 17 interviews with affiliates where you just sit down and then they go, okay, Nikki, we're patching you through to Sacramento. 5-minute interview with the news team there. Now to St. Louis, now to Philadelphia, now to Chicago, now to Arizona, now to LA, now to New York. Literally 17 in a row for 2.5 hours. Then a photo shoot
Whoa.
with New York Times. Before that, it was Kelly and Mark, and then before that, it was Gayle King. This was all in one morning. It's like now
that
it's
was crazy.
now it's 1:30 and I have to go to the
And you
Empire
were
State
sick.
Building. And it was sick.
Yeah.
Now it's time for you to jump off the building.
I
love
literally
that.
said
Yeah.
that. I go, next we're going to the Empire State, I'm jumping off. And
And then you're gonna live. And then
but
you're
we're
gonna
on
do
the way
another
there,
interview.
and I said to my publicist in the backseat, I go, this was something I probably should have said no to, right? And she goes, no, this is like a big press stop. And you go in, and it's like every famous person has been there. Final thought. The Empire State is like the new Carson.
Whoa. Well, it
Daily.
has about 1 million
Late
followers.
night show. Yeah, you go there, you take a tour, you go up. But the press team is so good; they keep you in this like amazing green room with all these snacks and stuff, and then they bring you up, and then you shoot a video of you like sitting with the
Empire State
like the
Building.
statues. You do up. There's like a model of the Empire State Building on the ground floor, and you like stand there, and they're like, oh, this is a photo op. So I go to stand there. I have no idea. I think it's just going to be like their social media team taking a picture, or maybe one photographer. There's like 15 photographers that are all there going, I've never seen it. It's like I've done the Emmy red carpet. I've done, Critics' Choice. I've done so many red carpets. Nothing has ever been this intense of like, I literally, there's a picture of me going, what's happening? Because I thought BTS, a K-pop band was behind me. It was that insane. But they were all there just to make a picture of me. And I'm like, this is a waste of their time. But it was so nice because I'm just like, who cares about
Star
me?
power goes a little further in New York than it does here.
I guess so, but
Yeah.
I truly, because I was not planned for it. And I'm looking over my publicist, like, what's happening? Like, is this a bigger thing than I know about? Like, it was Nikki over here.
Was it old timey cameras?
it looked
Because
like-
was the Empire
it looked like
State
a-
Building? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but it
maybe
felt
that's
old
why.
timey. It
Yeah.
felt like I was in a movie.
like
It
the
felt like I was
50s.
in Notting Hill.
I love the Chrysler Building being Ed McMahon. like
You just walked out of a courthouse defending Boo Radley.
yeah, it was a perp walk.
I wish that some of the pictures, because there's definitely pictures of me going, what's happening? Like looking behind me, because I'm so clueless. I'm like, are other people coming to this? Because why would all these people be here for
Yeah.
me? But it wasn't about me. It's just like they all get called every day when there's a celebrity
Yeah,
there. So
yeah.
it's like the same people. And then some of the
They get the
photographers,
call like they're
They're
Batman.
like, can you move? We're trying to get a.
they really
The
do.
celebrity at the Empire State Building.
I've never seen anything like it. And then I walk off and I'm like, could someone have told me that was like, I had no, what? They're like, yeah, well, it's a press op or whatever it's called. And I go, but I've never done anything. That was insane.
Yeah.
And then we go up and you walk down a hall and there's all these pictures of every celebrity you've ever heard of. It's like Planet
in the
Hollywood.
modern era.
In the modern
Not like
era.
Johnny
Taylor
Carson
Swift's
went to the
there,
Empire
like
State
every,
Building.
no, in the modern era,
Yeah.
it's like they have made a huge effort to be like, this is a
Why?
press op. I don't know.
What
but
does the Empire State Building need from us?
Well,
I
they make so
don't-
much money off tourism, so it's like I went.
Oh,
Where
so it's
Nikki
like-
I
Glaser
am
went.
like
Okay.
brushing past hordes of people that are there to see it. So it's like all these people, tourists, and they're like coming through and they're like making room for me. And like I'm getting in the elevator before all these people cutting in line. Like you kind of feel like an asshole the whole time. And then you go up to the 102nd floor. And then they're like, you have to sign a waiver if you want to go to the 103rd floor. That's only for like celebrities and press ops. So I got to go to the highest observation deck in the Western Hemisphere.
Whoa.
I don't even know what that means.
I mean, that's higher than the
It like
Sears Tower.
in the Western Hemisphere. So where is the hemisphere?
That's the Tropic of Cancer.
Where is it? Is it in the middle of the
Western
Atlantic?
Hemisphere?
The Atlantic, no?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like what observation deck is killing it on the other side? I want to know.
Probably in
Probably in
Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah, Burj Khalifa or something. They don't have an
Yeah.
observation deck though. That's just like a big, big sharp dip.
I don't like heights. And they keep asking, like, are you okay with heights? My makeup guy, like, couldn't go up because he's scared of heights. And I was like, oh, like, you don't need to do this. I love honoring people's anxieties. I'm like, no, this is, and he's like, what if you need to touch up? I'm like, I think I'll be okay. So he stays down there. We go all the way up. It is, and you can just jump off. I mean, like, you had to sign a waiver because that you won't do anything squirrely because they wouldn't trust, like, the public up there.
Yeah, like
But
you
then-
could jump off, like in that one building that you referenced.
yeah.
What's that building?
Oh, that's the one that they don't let you go up alone
Because so
people
many
were killing
people have just
themselves. So if
jumped
you
off.
go with a person, they figure you won't commit suicide. But then a kid was with his family and did it. So then
Yeah,
I think you
they're-
can't even go
Like
up
at
anymore.
That's a
Radisson
rat.
Inn?
It's the one in Hudson Yards. It's like it's a really cool looking building. It looks like a beehive. If you
Yeah.
want to Google, if you're like a morbid person, look up a building in Hudson Yards suicide.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Anyway, so we go up, and they told me Jared Leto dropped his phone off it, and his phone
no,
didn't
he
break. His phone
didn't.
didn't break. It all went all the way down to the 90th
Off the
floor.
Empire
Oh,
State
Yeah.
okay.
So it,
Well,
it
if
fell,
fell onto
13 floors. or
that would have
whatever.
went right through someone's skull down through their pelvis.
Yeah,
it
12
hit
seconds
somebody.
to
Yeah.
someone's
Yeah.
pelvis.
Yeah.
So is that his band?
12 seconds to
12.
Mars or something?
Yeah, yeah.
But if you
30
drop a
seconds to
penny
Mars.
from
30
that, if
seconds.
you drop a penny from that height,
I know it
and
can
hit
like
somebody,
go down your.
It's like a
Why
laser.
does it happen that more though?
It
This
happens.
is wind.
Well,
Well,
no one holds pennies anymore.
No, wind makes the penny not
That's
go
true.
totally. Yeah, that's a good
Oh,
point.
maybe the wind.
But you
I
can
think
drop-
wind does affect it. But
Okay,
anyway, I'm
well,
up
you're
there,
dead
and they're
like
like,
a bullet.
Emily came up with a great idea to like, because they were tossing around their social media team was like, you want to film something, and we're going through all these like ideas. They pitched me the Gracie Abrams TikTok trend that I started to do.
They
Whoa,
copied it on SNL.
I know.
What?
Like verbatim.
Well,
What
it's
we
like
did
a
in that
trend.
hallway.
It's a trend.
No.
So it's not copied. That's like what you do.
No, you started.
Yeah.
You wrote the song.
Trends are not copies.
You wrote the song.
It's so
No,
funny that I
TikTok-
take any credit for a Gracie Abrams song I did not
No.
write. I just lip synced to. It's
TikTok
so
has
insane.
made plagiarism fun and acceptable.
No, it's fun to do trends. Like it's
Yeah,
fun
it's not
to
about
like.
the artist anymore. It's
No,
who
it's
copies.
like, you know, you hope that you can create something sometimes original, but I like trends. I don't think it's copying at all. I was so flattered that took off, and I wasn't like, why aren't people tagging me? It's not even my song. Like, if it were my song, I'd be like, why aren't people tagging me? If you're not tagging Gracie in that, that's weird. But like, you looking in a mirror and then walking down a hall, I don't care. Yes, I know I started it, but it's not, I don't really have a lot of,
I don't think she'd ever be on
ownership
SNL
over
if
it.
it wasn't for that day. But anyway.
sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so,
she has no connection.
But
What you did was awesome.
so Emily, because I was
was
like, Emily, we
badass.
need to come up
Gen
with a
Z
song,
am.
and I'm like trying to think of we're
I
trying
would
to
trust
think of
no
New
one
York
more
songs.
than her to come
And
up
she
with
was
this.
like, "What about Defying Gravity?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's been done. It's like Wicked's like late now." And then she was like, "I don't know. It's like it could work." And I'm like, "Oh," but then I'm on my way from all these press interviews, and we're going over there, and I'm like trying to memorize Defying Gravity because I have listened to it a lot, but like that part that's like, what is it?
It was a
It
great
like,
selection.
It's me.
Yeah.
If you dare to find me, look to the western sky. And it was
And
a
she's
perfect
on
thing
a
to do up
cliff
there.
when she's doing it.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
perfect.
With
Emily
wind and
nailed
everything.
it.
Yeah.
And so we filmed it twice. We nailed it both times, but that was just the better one. And the guy that was filming it, the team there, shout out to the Empire State Building social media team. This kid was walking backwards on this observation deck 103 floors up. I was posing for pictures, and I was just having to just close my eyes until then I opened for the picture because I was so nervous being up there. But it helps to have something to do because if you're focused on a performance, you can't be scared.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well-
it really made me realize I always talk about my feet don't hurt wearing shoes when I'm performing until I stop performing, and then my feet will hurt. If you're performing, your other fears go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can do talking to someone really famous on camera doing a scene, not scary. Second cameras go off, my teeth are chattering.
Yeah.
Because I'm so nervous talking to this person.
When the camera's on, you both have an obligation to perform, and when the camera's off, there's the hierarchy resumes,
yes.
and it's up to you now. Are you going to be
Yes.
boring?
Yeah, that's why people are like, Chris is always like after a show, let's go hang out with all if we'll go to an award show. I'm nominated for a Critics' Choice Award, but they're not giving me out my award at the ceremony, and I'm like, I don't want to go if they're not giving me out my award. If I don't have a chance to perform, what's?
Yeah.
He's like, just so you can just go and meet people and mingle, and I'm like, That's not
Yeah.
me. That's not. I'll be too
That's
nervous, and I'll
not
feel
me.
it's. Ooh, you hit it. It's.
I did.
You did. You like actually
In my
hit
own
it.
way.
You did. It was beautiful. I get more anxiety that way. Like that makes me uncomfortable to. If I'm there for a
Perform for
purpose,
one
as
is
soon as I get
harder.
off stage, I want to like run away and go back to my being around people I'm comfortable with.
Yeah. Oh,
Even though I'm
comfort is
always
so nice.
having a good time when I meet famous people.
Yeah.
Shout out to Anna Kendrick, who I sat next to at the Hollywood Reporter thing, and who is the only celebrity that I've ever met who I said we should be friends, and she was like, she slid into my DMs after we met, and said really nice things. And then, did I say this on the podcast already?
No, I'm
And so
riveted.
we met at the Hollywood Reporter thing. She was sitting next to me at my table. She was so nice. She told me that my show like got her through a hard time. When she was not a hard time, but like just a time where she needed like company, and I kept her company during maybe a shoot she was on, or she was somewhere where she was kind of isolated. And I don't know what show she was talking about, but I didn't even want to ask because sometimes people I think just like conflate two things, and I didn't want to be like, well, that show wasn't on in that year. Like I don't know what she was talking about, but it was so nice. And then she slid into my
Girl
DMs
Island.
afterwards. Yeah, maybe she slid into my DMs afterwards to be like, hey, I'm sorry I fangirled. I'm like, no, I'm sorry I didn't fangirl. Like I couldn't even tell you like all the things I love of yours. And then I was like, should we be friends? And she was like, ew, no. She wrote ew, no, and let it sit, which is so funny.
Yes.
And then she obviously wrote like JK, yes, for sure. And so that's a moment that a lot you have with celebrities in your DMs. Like,
Yeah.
or like at a general meeting, you're like, we should actually be friends. And like, maybe let's work on this project, but like, let's be friends first. And it never happens.
No, the Hollywood hello.
It never, and I don't expect it to. But Anna Kendrick literally followed up that DM with inviting me to dinner a couple days later with her and her friends.
Did
And
you
I
go?
couldn't go,
Oh.
but it was so nice. And like, I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That really made, so.
Hell yeah, Anna Kendrick's great.
Yeah, she is. She really is. And she's really funny. That ooh, no, after I said, should we be friends, was so funny. And she was really funny in conversation, like, because I was talking to her before my speech at the Hollywood Reporter thing. I was like, I was like, I'm just going to get up there. I'm going to talk about how fucking early it is. And she was like, oh, yeah, we're all wearing borrowed diamonds and it's 7 a.m. Like, she had like funny things that she was like, if they really respected women, they would make this in the afternoon. Like, she had funny lines. Like, I was like, can I use that? Like, I was like, she should, she was.
That morning thing was great.
Oh, thank you.
I just watched it like a couple days ago.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, for however you described it, it was from what I saw.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a B- when a C- when I got off stage.
No, it was
and
far from it.
Thank you so much. Okay,
Dude.
we're gonna be back with tomorrow's episode just after this, but we have to go on this one. This one's done. Thank
one's
you guys
done.
for joining. This one's fucking.
It's over, everybody. What are you doing here?
Oh
Hit
wait,
that note again.
I got in a horrible car wreck.
Oh, sorry.
Wait.
Oh wait, we do want to talk about how you got sick in Arkansas on the next
Oh,
episode
my
of the Nikki
God.
Glaser
Did you get in a car
Podcast.
That's a country song.
Right after this. Don't be good. Bye.